I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I don't like it when Manny Pacquiao, or any fighter actually, goes around and says stuff like this uh, after a fight. Um, as we all know, Manny Pacquiao lost to Yordenis Ugas, and he lost that fight. I think most people agreed that he lost that fight. I haven't really seen anyone. I mean, I saw people on social media. Some people on social media had Pacquiao winning, a close fight, but he did not win that fight. They were just being way too generous. Um, yeah, he did not win that fight. Pacquiao looked old. It's time for him to retire. Pacquiao has not decided yet to officially retire, and he has all the time in the world to officially retire. He can reflect back, go watch the fight, talk with his family, heal, rest. And he was recently interviewed by The Athletic. And here's the article, by the way. So you guys can tell by the headline. It says, exclusive, Manny Pacquiao says he's not closing my mind on continuing boxing career. So there's still a chance that Pacquiao will still come back. And by the way, this article you'll have to buy or subscribe to the Athletic in order to read the whole entire article. But he said some quotes here, and I quote. He said, "In my entire career, Ugas was one of the easiest opponents. Ugas only had one style, and I should have been able to easily move away. You've seen how I move in my fights before. I couldn't move in this fight. My legs just stopped." And then if you read the article, I think he went on to say something about when he was asked about if he will fight Ugas again for a second time next year in January, I believe. He said that, and I quote, he said, "I'll think about it because I can't believe one of the easiest opponents I've ever faced did that." He said something like that around those lines. I can't show you guys the article because you have to pay for it. Uh, anyway, yeah, Pacquiao, man, Manny Pacquiao, Senator Pacquiao, the Pac-Man. It's time to retire, man. It really is. It's time to retire. I'm a big fan of Manny Pacquiao. He's the guy that I grew up watching. He's the guy that got me into the sport of boxing. Without Manny Pacquiao, I wouldn't be this big of a fan of the sport of boxing. I would have never followed boxing like the way I do right now. I wouldn't be this passionate about the sport of boxing if it wasn't for Manny Pacquiao. So I owe Pacquiao a lot as a fan. He's one of my all-time favorites, and him saying something like this about, he says that Ugas was one of the easiest. I mean, compared to the other big names in his resume, yeah. I mean, he's not really the biggest name in his on Pacquiao's resume. But with that being said, Ugas was still a top welterweight. So no surprise that Ugas went out there and gave it his all and won the fight. No surprise. No surprise. I'm actually more surprised that they didn't give the fight to Pacquiao. I was more surprised about that. I honestly thought they were about to rob Ugas like they did with Sean Porter, because I thought Ugas defeated Sean Porter. But anyway, in this quote right here, he said, "You've seen how I moved in my fights before," and the key word there is before. Pacquiao needs to realize that he's 42 years old, that his legs are not there anymore. He talks about how his legs just stopped. Well, sir, you're 42 years old, man. Heck, I wish when I'm 42 years old, I wish I could be as fit as you, but jeez. I imagine myself 42 being, fat and slobby and all that. But yeah, somebody needs to tell Pacquiao that, yes, you were able to move that fast before because you were younger, you had fresher legs. Everybody grows old, everybody slows down. And Manny Pacquiao needs to realize that. Sir Pacquiao, realize it, man. Just realize it. Realize that you're old. That's it. Yes, if you No doubt about it. In my mind, if Pacquiao was 5 years younger, heck, if this was 2 years ago, I think Pacquiao would have won. If it was 2 years ago, but no, he's 42 years old now, turning 43 this year, if I believe. It's time to retire, Manny. It's time to retire. And I hate to say it because Pacquiao is the guy that I grew up watching. I mean, he's the guy that we gathered around as a family to watch, like almost every at least once a year. We have a family gathering whenever Pacquiao fights. For the past 15 so plus years of me living here in the United States, also in the Philippines. I watched Pacquiao in the Philippines, even though I was small kid back then, and I didn't really give a crap about boxing. I still watch Pacquiao, and when we moved here, we watched Pacquiao every time he fought, and I'll always cherish those memories. But man, it's time for Manny to retire. I know there were some talks about him fighting one more time, or some people bringing back old interviews on social media where Pacquiao said that he wants his last fight in the Philippines. I don't mind that. Have fight a cab driver or somebody easy, just get a knockout win, and call it quits. Retire, say goodbye to the fans. But right now, I think Pacquiao just needs to retire. And if he wants, he should have never gotten into politics. Here's the thing also, when it comes to politics, Pacquiao should have never gone into politics until after he was done with boxing. I feel like he should have focused completely on boxing first and then go into politics after boxing. But, he tried to do it simultaneously. And in my opinion, that hurt his boxing career. In my opinion. I think Pacquiao would be greater right now if he didn't go into politics. In my opinion. But anyway, let me know what you guys think. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Like always, have a great day. Alright, thanks.